Girls, training here.
Hello my classmates, and today you will learn about how did Jake Paul earn his fame. Just kidding, you are going to learn about pirate ships. Pirates weren't picky about what materials they used in their ships, although some were more popular than others. Some of the more commonly used materials were red oak, white oak and pine, for their strength and durability. Pirates were usually somewhat picky about their sails. The cloth had to be strong and watertight, as well as have the appropriate amount of reef bands. Reef bands are what keep the sails on the rigging ropes of the ship.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
The fastest ever pirate ship could go about 15 knots. An average pirate ship is usually 5 to 8 knots fast. XDDDDDDDDD.
Hey, why are you in my spot?
Because I can.
Queen Anne's Revenge was the famous pirate, Blackbeard's, pirate ship. Blackbeard first ran this ship in 1718, but it was built in 1710. The slaves he had were at the bottom of the ship where the guns were and were forced to reload the cannons. The Adventure Galley or the Adventure was William Kidd's ship. Its first sail was in 1965. The ship sank on April 1698. The fastest it could go was 14 knots with the oars and no one pushing at the ship. The Royal Fortune was owned by Black Bart, but his real name was Bartholomew Roberts. This ship raided a lot of the east coast of America. The captain was from the west of America. The Fancy ship was owned by Captain Gibson. This ship has 46 cannons. This ship attacked other ships a lot. The date when the ship sank is still unknown. Its first name was Charles II, but they changed it to Fancy instead.